I think you know what time it is. It's a gauge o'clock. This little gauge could cause my nightmares for all I know. Look how much wiring there is. There's not one. There's not just one. There's a second one in here too. This is going to be quite fun, isn't it? Time to tune in and find out how hard it is to install one of these AFM gauges into a Mazda MX-5. Or really is a Eunos. So this gauge specifically is a AEM X-Series UEGO wideband. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of what it is. And from what I understand, this one, you have to have an aftermarket ECU to make it work properly. But I haven't got one in the car yet. So I'm going to be able to half install this and make it ready to switch across to when I do the ECU. The UEGO X-Series is very thin, which is going to be very useful for what I'm going to do, which I think you'd like. Time to start installing this, but I also need to jack up the car.
The first step is to jack up your car and make sure it's securely on some jack stands.
There's a bolt here that you need to remove. Well, mine's a bit different mostly because this manifold is a Jackson Racing manifold and it has the second oxygen bung welded in. There's one down here and there's also one right in the top of the headers, right at the top. But then that one only takes a reading from, I think, cylinders 1 and 2. And you need this oxygen sensor to take it from all 4 so it knows what ratio you're getting. So I have to use this one here. This new oxygen sensor which came with the thing in. This is a Bosch 4.91. This is what we're going to have to use now. Well, this comes with it, so it should be very good. So I need to wire this in, zip tie the wires up and into the engine bay. Also, a quick note, don't drop your oxygen sensor. If you do, it will damage it, and they say that it becomes less accurate. It could also just break the whole sensor and stop it from working properly. So don't drop this. Ah, ow, 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 my hand. Ah. Now I need to install the new oxygen sensor. It needs to go back in. On this car, after my drive, the exhaust is nice and cold, but the differential is very hot for some reason. Okay, that's in mostly. Get your oxygen tool, like the one with the slit. Run the wiring. We're going to run it along with the speeder cable up into the engine bay. And down here you can see that the speeder cable on the back, this one back here, and this is the cable from the oxygen sensor I just put in. So I've run this as a pair all the way up, all the way to the top of the engine bay. But the problem from here is I need to find a way to go through into the car, and that means I had to find a grommet, which was a bit of a problem because this is a right hand drive, has AC, means that most of the grommets are already taken. But I did have to have a look around, and it spent quite a while finding it. As you can see, there's nothing here, but if I pan over here, there is one empty. I would use this one, but I wanted to use it for a later one. I'll let you know now, it's a vacuum line for a specific thing. I'm going to leave you to guess what it is in the comments I'm going to do, because that'll be the next video I'm doing that needs this vacuum line. So I had to pan this way a bit, and this is the OEM harness. So you have one on this side and one on this side. The difference is that this side is a bit more cramped, as you can see. It's got, well, everything in the way, basically literally everything. I can't get access to that one easily, but this one here is out in the open. And the advantage I had to do is that where I cut into is where the left hand drive versions would have their bonnet release cable running through it has like a little nipple on it. So I cut the end off, and then just forced the wire through after running the cable in a nice neat way along the top there right behind the washer fluid reservoir, down here and into the car. This step will be different for everyone because, well, every single car has different specs, different things. It could be left-hand drive, but for me in this specific case, this is what I had to go with because the only hope I had to find any way in without making a new hole. As you see just there, where the multicolored cables are, that's where the harness comes through, and the black wire at the front, this black wire here, this is the one I just put through, which is that little nipple that I cut off. And so you have to make sure it runs over this panel, and then what I did is, you see it disappears. It goes past my blower fan, so I got it past the unit, as you can see, just over the top, and then I tucked everything up on the metal bar with the wiring harness along there, and then as you can see I did a bit of a loop because there was too much cable. From the center console you can see this black cable right in front of my finger. It runs all the way across, and then I was able to cut a hole. So I ran both cables into the gauge hole now, or really the vent hole. So you got the old cable, which is the one that runs from the oxygen sensor from underneath the car and through the bonnet and everything. And you got this other one here, which is, I just put this through just to double check if the hole's the right width. This one I need to work out a few things for. The gauge code I have is this. It's 3D printed out of ABS plastic, and it has the same notches on either side. It's perfectly shallow for the AEM gauge I'm using. Comparing both of them in terms of height, they are the same, so where this edge here sits is going to be level to how this one's going to sit, so the gauge should sit perfectly flush in the dash and it won't stick out. So with the second wiring harness, there are 7 wires. Out of the 7 we only need to use 4 of them, which I've separated. The black one at the top, which is just going to go to ground, this red one underneath, which is just going to go to a live switch source, so something like from an ignition barrel, or in my case I'm going to be using the one from the cigarette lighter. This brown one here, which is going to go from this wiring harness. Most cars would take it in the oxygen sensor pickup line, where you can connect it in the engine bay. My car doesn't do that because it's only got a single wire, so this is also going to be grounded as well. This one here is the positive information for the wideband sensor, 0 to 5 volts. So this one here is going to go into the engine bay back and connect to the original wiring harness where the oxygen sensor is connected currently with the new one. Now with the old oxygen sensor, this is going to be replacing that, and this will tell the ECU all the information from the wideband. This cable here is the cable that goes to the cigarette lighter, and just checked, the blue wire is the switch source and the black wire is ground. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to add a fuse, and then the red wire from the harness is going to pick from the end of the fuse and then go straight into the gauge. As for the ground them to here. This inline fuse, by the way, you need to have a 5 amp fuse inside. I'll be using one of these connectors, the ones that you just sort of lock on and then you can slide a pin through it. So it'll be easier, and if I have to redo any of the wiring, at least I can at least unplug it instead of soldering it. So from the cigarette lighter, I've run the live and I've also run the ground. So I ran the wire tuck back again all the way through, and I think you can see that. I ran the brown and the white wire, and they go running through here. Both wires come out over here. So the brown wire, I was able to terminate it here in this brick. So you can see this ring terminal I put on. That's the brown wire. The white wire I ran with the other cable that I put at the beginning. Here it is. So I just need to terminate it basically here at this brick, and that will be it. So what I need to do is cut the cable here, and I thought of this earlier, is I got another oxygen sensor, and then I'm going to be using the connector from this, which you can see has been spliced into before because I did something stupid before a long time ago. I'm going to cut here, I'm going to solder it to this wire that I have, so then I can get that plug and then reuse the existing OEM plug that's on the car. The reason why I can't plug it straight into the car right now is because at the moment there is no standalone ECU in the car, so it won't be able to understand a wideband signal. So I'm going to have to leave the original oxygen sensors wire running in until I can remove that once I put a standalone ECU in the car. So now everything's connected. There's one last test. Does it work? Key in. Oh, it's getting power. I'll just turn on. So it's going through its heat cycle by the looks of it. Oh, it's giving a value. I think it's working. Now I need to tidy up the interior of this car.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings.
So now it's fully installed and everything in here is fully installed. Center console, glove box. I made sure here with the glove box that there was no interference with the wires because it was almost rubbing. It was stopping it from dropping down fully at one point, but that's been sorted, so it works well. Now, time to see how this looks. And there we go. As you can see, it's working, and it's telling me so far at idle, a cold idle really, it's 11.9, which is very rich, which is why I can smell fuel right now. Or could it be because I deleted the charcoal canister? But this will be very useful later on when I do the installing a new ECU. I'll let you know what ECU it is now. I'm going to be installing an ME221. So I'll be perfect with this. And I don't know if you can hear me of my quite loud exhaust. I can click mode and that gives me to 3 digits, so I can make it like that. I can just change the format of it. Other things I can do are change to lambda, which is like the other format of reading this. This faceplate, you can take it out and then rotate it around. Oh, my wipers. You can take this faceplate out, rotate it, and then there's the lambda side if you want that as, instead of an air fuel ratio, you can have a lambda ratio instead. What else is it? O2, I'm not too sure what that is. And I think that's to calibrate it. That might be it. No, there's a CAN. I think that's for CAN check or something, which is to do with AEM specific thing. So there's only those features on here. But this does help with any modified car when you start playing around with the engine. So if I give it a small rev, just so you can watch the values. But as you can see, like, as it's warming up slowly, it's creeping up from, it started at 10, I think it was, at 11, and now it's gone to 12. So it's getting there. Oh, it's getting a bit higher. So I'm going to leave you to watch this gauge in the meantime, and I'll call the video here. If you like this video, if you like this content, you can subscribe for more and leave a like as well. Just like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it tells me what you like and what content you want. And well, I'll see you in the next one, which I presumably won't be doing the ECU. I think I need to fix my windows first. No fade to my other screen. I'm going to leave you to watch this.